So I just want to say that Shogo Makishima is really dragging their ass right now. Let's talk about it. I wanted to give y'all a quick update of how far I've been getting on Mrs.Psycho-Pass. And the fact that every time I've watched an episode, at least for the first season, I've heard some rumors about the second season. It's just like, it's like alright. But the first season, I'm literally making my way through it so slowly because I'm like, I need to catch everything that they're saying. I need to catch every goddamn detail because every speech that it's an antagonist or protagonist, whichever one, anytime they make a speech, I'm just like, girl, I have to listen because they be making some good ass arguments. Like, what's going on? First of all, I got to the part where this Miss Cyborg, I don't know what her name is, but if in the Psycho-Pass world, you're obviously able to, because it's in the fucking future, you're obviously able to like replace your limbs, replace your, I guess your internal organs, whatever it is, with like cybernetic shit. Like you're able to become a machine basically. The only thing that they have not yet worked on is, or the only thing that they have not yet mastered is the mind, truly. Like how do you replace the fucking mind? So somebody, I forget his name, girl, I forget his fucking name, but he's basically a whole cyborg aside from his mind. And he did an interview talking about, and then they did the pros and cons, like, oh girl, are you basically giving up your humanity when you become a cyborg? And he's like, girl, well, you're basically a machine, you're just made out of different parts, and those parts wear down quicker than my parts do. So it was a whole conversation that they were having. And then he said the only problem really is not my mind, and I have to figure out how I'm going to keep that healthy, because yeah, we may be able to stretch the limits of your body by putting machinery in, but when we're talking about your mind, that's something completely different. Like the mind cannot survive regardless of what you're doing with your goddamn body. So it was like, okay, that was cute, whatever, the interview was done. And then we find out that there's a darker side to this guy, because he's like, well, girl, the way that I can keep my mind healthy is to come so close to death. It's to come so close to death that it reminds me of what's going on. It keeps my mind focused on reality. I was just like, girl, that sounds like a lot. So his next project was trying to get Kogami's ass together, bitch. His next project was just like, girl, Kogami seems like he's smart as fuck. He's an enforcer, girl. He's my next target. And he's not trying to, in my opinion, I don't think he's trying to kill him, because if he would have done that shit while he got Kogami in the goddamn, whatever the fuck that was, the maze with, what's her face? I don't know if it was Yuki. Was it Yuki? Yes, it was Yuki, I think, because Yuki ended up getting her fucking throat slashed. He could have done that shit, I think he just wants to bring him over to his side and train him and use him as a goddamn weapon. And when he's done with him, maybe he'll kill him, obviously, because that's what he did with other toys or pets or whatever. But Makishima's ass, I fucking got my whole life when Akane confronted his ass like, sis, what are you doing with Yuki? Put her ass down. Stop playing around, girl. And she was like, I'm gonna get your ass. And she put that Dominator on his ass, and it didn't work. It didn't work. I said, this is the content that I need. The shit did not work. She pointed that Dominator at his ass, and the shit said, girl, the crime coefficient is sinking. It's going down. It's going down. I said, yes, ma'am, this is the finessing. This is the type of villain that I want them to face, girl. I kept thinking, like, this story is great, I was wondering how they were gonna climax or whatever when this Dominator is so powerful. Mr. Makishima found a way to outmaneuver the civil system, and his crime coefficient was low as hell, even though he was literally planning on killing Yuki right in front of Akane's ass. And Akane was just stuck between a rock and a hard place, and she was just stuck between a bunch of ideologies that, because I'm sure she does, at this point, she has no idea what she truly believes in, because there's so many good answers on both sides of the arguments of whether we should have this civil system or not. So the civil system was not, like, he was outmaneuvering it. The Dominator was not going to be activated. It was not going to be activated. And she didn't know what the fuck to do. So to play and I love mind games. I love when villains play mind games. I love when the villains get the heroes to do the very same things that the heroes trying to stop the villain to do, realizing that where you have set the line, there may be no line. Or like you may not believe the shit that you fighting for yourself. Makishima did, he was just like, sis, I'm going to throw this shotgun to you, because their Dominator's not working. So I'm going to throw this shotgun to you. Since that shit's not working, shoot me. If I'm obvious, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill Miss Yuki, sis. So since your Dominator's not working, take my shotgun and shoot me with it. And Miss Akane was confused. She was shook, like, to her core. She was just about to fall out. She had no idea what she was like, girl, I don't know which one to use. Boom, she was shooting that shotgun. She did not really want to hit that nigga because she didn't know what to do. The civil system is literally their god. It's their god. They have no idea how to operate outside of it. And so Makashima was using that shit to his advantage. He ended up slicing Yuki's throat, and that was that. Fucking Akane collapsed to the fucking floor. She's like, I just don't know what to do. Girl, I love these type of mind games. Do you hear me? I love it. So as I'm progressing throughout the remainder of the season, we come up with this other character. Her name is Yayoi. She was playing around in the clubs and shit with a rock band, and you know, her friends are all there. She ended up doing drugs, ended up getting caught. And her fucking psychopath is cloudy, so she ended up in a facility where she's trying to make sure that it's clear so she can get back into society. And so she ends up joining up with Kogami and them and going after the very same people that she was around before she got put into that facility to clear up her fucking psychopath. And Kogami was just like, yeah, you may believe certain things, you may feel certain things, but at the end of the day, you need to become one of us. You need to become one of the people who are doing the taking in the society as opposed to being a part of the group who is being taken from. That raises a lot of questions about not only something as wishy-washy as loyalty, but like ethics and who you are as a person, and should you abandon it if that means life or death and shit like that. It was a lot to digest. So she ended up going back to the very same club that she was fucking doing drugs at before she got caught, and meeting her best friend who was there like, girl, are you really finna shoot me? Are you really gonna shoot me? And she walked past her after they did all this fucking operation. She walked past her and just like, she couldn't do it. Even after her friend was telling her like, girl, we're going to take this whole shit down. We're going to destroy the civil system. Like, girl, this is it. And she could not, Miss fucking Yayoi could not do it at first, but at the end she did it. She shot, but the Dominator was not registered to her, even though Kogami lied to her ass and told her that it was. So he was just like, well, she was willing to shoot the girl, so we got a good one. We got a good one. So I don't know. I love the questions that I'm rambling, but I guess that's the point of me doing this fucking video. I love the questions that Psycho-Pass raises. I love how it gets you to think about not only what the future will hold, but the type of shit that we're doing in society right now that kind of relates to what's going on in Psycho-Pass, but also we have certain systems that are already set up that are kind of like Psycho-Pass. It's just that Psycho-Pass pushes it to its ultimate form, and it asks you in your face questions about society and is there really right or wrong, or is there a right or wrong answer? Great to think about. I will keep you updated as I go through the season. I will catch y'all later.